Good evening. We will call the special board meeting for Wednesday, December 6th, 2023 to order at 5:32 p.m. Ms. Olson, it's good to have you back at board meeting. So roll call, please.
Director Bankus? Here. Director Daniels? Director Jorgensen?
Here.
Director Malpacum?
Here.
Director Nelson? Here. Director Ott?
Here.
So all 7 board members are here in attendance in person. It's great to see all of you in the audience this evening. I'm glad you are here either to recognize our outgoing board directors or to support the incoming newly elected board directors. Thank you all for being here, and we look forward to a great evening this evening. As we enter into the moment of silence, the next couple of agenda items has special meaning, especially this evening, and I just want to provide some context on that as we enter the moment of silence. On the morning of December 7th, 1941, 82 years back, United States was attacked at Pearl Harbor, which precipitated the Second World War. It is believed that 2,400 service members and civilians lost their lives that fateful day. President Franklin Roosevelt called it a day that will live in infamy. Naval aviation pilot Daniel Griffin, who attended District 11 and graduated in 1928 from Colorado Springs High School, now Palmer High School, was the first Coloradoan killed that day, and it's strongly believed that he was the first American serviceman killed during the attack on Pearl Harbor. The board recognized Mr. Griffin's sacrifice earlier this year, and as we enter this moment of silence, let us remember all that have served and are currently serving in the U.S. military and their family, the sacrifices that they have made to preserve our freedom. So please join me as we observe a moment of silence. Thank you. It's an honor to have the Doherty Navy JROTC cadets for the presentation of colors. We are also joined by the Russell Middle School students led by their choir director, Ms. Sarah Chandler. They will sing the national anthem. At the end of the anthem, Captain Thomas will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So please remain standing until the color guard departs the stage.
Colors, arch, present, colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Harry. Colors. Ready?
Yes.
Cut. Right. Colors. March. Forward. March.
Thank you. You may be seated. So that was amazing to have our students come and lead us in the national anthem and also the presentation of colors. I do want to thank Captain Thomas and the students at Doherty JROTC. When I approached them last week, Captain Thomas right away jumped up and said that he would be glad to do that, and also the Russell Middle School students led by Sarah Chandler. And Ms. Chandler wanted to add something about those students. You can come up to the microphone and talk, Ms. Chandler. Can we turn that microphone on?
Thank you for just a moment. I wanted to brag about these students. These are some of my 11 students that made All-State Choir this year, and I'm so proud of them, and I wanted to just explain the difference in All-State Choir versus All-State Sports. There were over 1,500 recorded auditions. They got 7.5 minutes is the length of the audition. They got one chance to record it. They were submitted, they were adjudicated by 2 judges in the state of Colorado, and they were from 139 schools across the state. And we had 11 at Russell Middle School, and I'm just so proud of them. So this is some of them. So thank you for having us.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you again for being here and help us kickstart this special meeting the right way. Director Jorgensen, can you please make the motion to adopt the agenda?
I move that the Board of Education adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Melissa, roll call, please.
Director Bankus?
Aye.
Director Daniels?
Aye.
Director Jorgensen?
Aye.
Director Loma?
Aye.
Director Malpacum?
Aye.
Director Nelson? Aye. Director Ott?
Aye.
The ayes have it. The agenda has been adopted as presented. There is a brief superintendent's report this evening to kind of tie up some loose ends by a request made by Director Daniels, and as she is stepping away from the board at this time, I'm going to hand it over to you, Superintendent Goff.
Thank you, President Malpacum. Anytime you give me the microphone, it's never brief. And so I just wanted to start and just share some of the things that I'm feeling this evening as we have this governance change for our school district. I had the good fortune to be at Doherty High School earlier this week, and one of the young color guard students there, Winter is her first name. I certainly can't pronounce her last name. We'll just call her Cadet Winter, was in the class that I was with, and we just got a chance out in the hallway today to talk about really about democracy. And it was the principal, Miss Lana Flanagan from Doherty is here right now, and she said, "Are you giving a Civics 101 lesson right now?" And I said, "Absolutely." And the conversation was around how is it that we think about democracy in America? And this is what I call the peaceful transition of power. That's the hallmark of our democracy. The will of the people has been spoken. The will of the people was spoken 2 years ago. The will of the people will be spoken 2 years from now. The peaceful transition of power for the most local form of government in America, which are school boards. The gift of public education is local control. It is our choice to be able to support that, and here we have both an outgoing board and an ingoing board. So I want to thank first the community, all the members of our community who polled for and knocked on doors for any candidate that ran. Anyone who is willing to give their time to be a school board member as a volunteer basis should be applauded and should be thanked. And I certainly want to thank the board members that are getting ready to leave tonight for their service. The number of Wednesdays that both Director Loma and Director Daniels have given is countless. I know that we had extended meetings since my arrival in July of '22, and I'm certain that they weren't much shorter in the year before that. The amount of time it takes for a school board member to be able to commit to this work, and then as well to be able to commit to their family and their personal and sometimes their professional lives as well, also deserves a round of applause. And then because it's all about the students, no matter who you voted for or what side of the aisle you sit on, everyone has students as their number one interest. And so tonight we saw a great demonstration of just 2 of our schools, and as you've seen in all our board meetings, we will continue to celebrate students in District 11. So thank you again for our students that were here tonight. And then in closing out this board, it was Director Daniels who had asked maybe 3 months ago about the transition of our healthcare platform to Kaiser Permanente. And so if Ms. Jessica Reigers can come forward, we have about a 10-slide update for the board. I wanted to make sure that the requests of the board were honored by the administration so we could share that with the community.
Good evening, Board. Superintendent Gall. I am here this evening just to share with you some updates, the last 3 months of data with our new health plan partner, Kaiser Permanente. Do we have the slide show up? Thank you. Okay, so last year we did an extensive RFP to choose a new health plan partner, and the Benefits Insurance Committee, as well as a smaller group of individuals in the Board of Education, came to the conclusion that Kaiser Permanente would be the optimal choice for District 11 and its employees and families. So here today we are going to share with you some data. Now please understand that it is very immature data because we've only been with the plan since July 1, but I think you're going to be very happy with the results we have seen so far. What's that? It's not working, no. Oh, I gotta turn it on. That's, yep, 101. Okay, so first I'm gonna share with you the enrollment numbers. So this was something new that we hadn't had previously, where we had 2 health plans to choose from at enrollment. Previously, we had 2 health plans that you had to complete a health promotion program to either go to the base plan or to the buy-up plan based on your participation. This was purely enrollment-based, based on deductible, plan offerings, and the cost per month for our members. So as you can see from this chart, we did have most of our participation in our buy-up plan, which is the DHMO 1500 deductible plan. That is going to be a little bit of a higher cost plan, but is offering richer benefits for our employees and more benefits that are being offered, 0 co-pays for primary care, and on all of the benefits we had discussed previously. We also have the DHMO 5000, our base plan. We had 229 employees enroll in this plan, which equates to 354 families, or I'm sorry, total members, including spouses and children that are enrolled in that plan. The average age on our health plan is 36.4 as compared to Kaiser's average is 37.6. Our average age of our employee is 47, but with the spouses and the children, that brings our average age down. Why does that matter? Because the younger you are, typically the healthier you are in a health plan, and that is going to help keep our costs down. 21.9% of our members are ages 50 to 59. This is going to show you our claims experience from July 1 to the end of September. Really, the 2 numbers we're going to focus on here are the premium and the total paid claims. So as you can see, we have taken in more in premium than we have in total paid claims, and that's a really good thing. But again, this is very new data. With the new health plan, we really just don't have a ton of information to move forward right now. But as of today, we are looking really good with that risk share with Kaiser at this point. This is going to show you total dollar amount per member per month. So what are we spending based on our total claims per member in our plan? That includes our employees, our spouses, and our kids. So right now, we are in green, and the Kaiser Permanente Book of Business is in blue. So right now, we are trending lower than the Kaiser Book of Business for per member per month cost, and that is a really good number to see. Categories that are running under are inpatient, so medical hospitalization, surgery, maternity. Again, we could be just seeing those that are coming onto the plan July 1, are waiting for prior authorization to get into the physician, so there could be a little bit of a lag there in our data. Categories that are running as expected would be outpatient, like our primary care visits, mental health visits, emergency rooms, and surgeries and procedures. This next slide is going to show you our pharmacy dollars per member per month. We are running a little bit high on the pharmacy, and this could be a couple of reasons. Number one, it could be the change in formulary. With every pharmacy plan, you are going to see different medications go onto the brand name, formulary, non-formulary, so it's just going to change the cost a little bit there. But we are seeing 91.8% of our scripts being filled generic, which we like to see. That really helps our members and the district save money. And then total scripts are about 6.9 scripts per member per year as of today. Next, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about PeakMed. If you remember, PeakMed is a direct primary care, and we are contracted with them through our contract with Kaiser Permanente. It is a direct primary care that offers our members zero copay primary care, so that removes the barriers to our members receiving care. During the first 4 months of the plan, we had a 15% engagement with our employee base. They have a total of over 4,300 new patients, 1,300 appointments that have been seen. We are seeing that our members are really utilizing the text, the email, and the phone call services, which are going to lower our emergency and our urgent care costs because they're getting their needs met when they're at home. Combined total of visits between appointments and technology is about 7.42 encounters per member. So they are utilizing our services. If we were under the traditional primary care health plan, you would see a $35 copay per visit to include online care for these members. So we are saving these members a lot of money being able to utilize these services. And we are seeing that 710 of our patients have used after-hours care between 5 and 9 p.m. Our kids like to get sick after hours, so we're seeing a lot of those encounters after hours too. Based on their satisfaction, every time you visit the PeakMed facility, they send out a satisfaction survey. We've had 90 members submit satisfaction surveys thus far, and as you can see, their ratings are very high for PeakMed. And this is just going to show you some of the comments that have been left for the surveys. I've never experienced a doctor visit like this before. The office has been the most pleasant staff. I have no wait time. The Dr. Connor Walker took time to listen to me and explain. I'm thrilled to have the service. This is my first appointment I've ever had. I'm 60 years old, where the doctor took time with me. They really do mean it when they say they're going to take 30 to 60 minutes with our members, and it's really showing in the data. Okay. The last couple of slides are going to be about Kaiser. So what I really want to focus on is the majority of our members are engaging with Kaiser and their technology. We had 48.1% register on kp.org. We have had 53% register their primary care physician. And what was really exciting is that we had 62% of our members that actually engaged with the nurse call or the onboarding call with Kaiser, which means they had a one-on-one experience with a Kaiser representative that was just there for District 11 members to help them transition their care, find primary care, get their medications moved over, help them with prior authorizations for medications and for services. So that's a really good number. Do I wish it was higher? Sure, but I think 62% with a brand new health plan was a really incredible number to see. And then 74.3% of our members had a more in-depth clinical call with a nurse. So that's really good to see too. And then what I really liked on here was the average days for waiting for an appointment with Kaiser was only 5 days for primary care and 5 days for specialty visits. And we know when we were going through the RFP process, it can take 20 to 30, even longer days to get an appointment with a primary care or a specialist. So this was very encouraging to see. And I also do want to acknowledge, I know that this hasn't been a perfect process. I don't think anything is ever perfect, especially when you're moving a group our size to a new health plan. But I do want to say a big thank you to Kaiser Permanente's onboarding team, their USI Insurance Services, Brian and Lacey, for all of their support that they've shown, and the Benefits Insurance Committee. We also have a D11 special email address, that's d11@kp.org, that all of our members are welcome to use for questions on their health plan, their explanation of benefits, where do I go for services, how do I utilize my health plan. Those are all reasons to use that email address, and we really encourage our members to do so. This is just going to give you an overview of the Kaiser dashboard. So we have access to pull this data anytime we want to see how many individuals are actually calling Kaiser and why they are calling. Out of our over 4,000 members on the plan, we've had 381 members that have called the Kaiser telephone number on their card since July 1st. And the majority, it has been for pharmacy, for overall benefit questions, other, which is referrals, eligibility, kp.org, the pharmacy discount program. That's been the majority of it. 61% of our issues are closed on the same day, most of them the same business day. And we are also giving a newsletter out to our members every month on the services that are offered through Kaiser, and then all of the mental health services that are offered are always highlighted on those newsletters. And then lastly, we just wanted to highlight some of the benefits that we brought to District 11 with the Kaiser plan. We brought a larger network. We had an additional 1,200 physicians that were brought on board. We have not only Kaiser physicians, but the UC Health and Centura affiliated providers, which really made the transition practically seamless for our members. We have PeakMed Direct Primary Care with their 3 locations. And then if there was a physician that was not covered under our plan, our members have 10 to 20 out-of-network visits per member per plan year. They have the dual plan option now. They can choose the plan that fits their needs as a family. We have massage therapy and acupuncture and chiropractic, which I will say there are a ton of people going through Strata Med. I see tons of people when I'm going in for my massages too. And they are raving about their services. They have added more massage therapists and more chiropractors on staff because they are so overwhelmed with the D11 staff in a good way. They're really happy to have us. We added hearing care, which we've never had before. We have enhanced our members' experience with the e-visits, the live chats, the nurse advice, 24/7 access. We have decreased our prescription costs for the most part for our members, and then we've added ClassPass, Calm App, My Strength, a lot of other benefits for behavioral health. And then wellness support. We had Walktober recently, and we had over 650 participants, which is 15% of our membership. I saw tons of people walking these the paths by the admin office. It was great to see. And 5 flu shot clinics around the district to serve our members.
Any questions from the board?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Rikers.
Thank you, Jessica.
Really well presented and very encouraging to receive this preliminary feedback. I remember just about a year or so back, we were up here on the board dais and talking about the insurance plan, which the district has had, the self-insurance plan, for over 15 years or something like that. And the board at that time said that let's go out in the open market and compete and see what we get. And based on the feedback from our own employees, we decided to go with this Kaiser plan and to see that this transition has gone in as smooth a process as we can expect. Thank you for that feedback. Questions? Director Daniels.
Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that. And I'm getting some feedback from people that are having complications with the plan, and I was just curious on that feedback from, or at least the slide where there were, I've never had a doctor spend time with me. Did I see that was like 90 people out of, 4,000 or so people that have signed over?
That is just for PeakMed specifically,
Okay.
for that primary care office.
Okay, so for PeakMed, how many enrollments did we have for that? And also, I would be more than happy to pass on those issues.
Yes,
to
please do.
you if you
Yeah, please do. And please, they're encouraged to email d11@kp.org. That is, there are 2 individuals that we work very closely with that are watching that email box with Kaiser, and then they are farming that out to, if it's a pharmacy question, they have the head pharmacist, they have other individuals that are helping to answer those questions and really guide our members through the process. And they are willing to sit with them one-on-one in a Kaiser location to help them through any issues that they might be having too.
Yeah,
But
thank
please
you.
pass them along to us. We can't do anything if we don't know about it.
Totally agree.
Yes.
And I remember when we did roll over into this new plan, Kaiser went on strike. How did that help us with transition?
We didn't see any impact to that. There was one pharmacy that was closed temporarily for that short amount of time, but they moved everyone's prescriptions over to another pharmacy right over by Tesla.
That's great. I just want to make sure that the people that are coming to me are not happy. So I want to make sure I'm responsible enough with this being my last night to somehow have communication to get that to you.
Yes, please
Yeah.
do.
And then that way you can,
Yep. We will get
Support.
them to the right individuals,
yeah, thank you.
of course.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
mean, like, every time we present, you know, we're gonna have the beautiful thing about it. So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you for your hard work.
of course. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Jurgensen.
I was just going to add a quick comment. I appreciated seeing the numbers of who went for the base plan and who went for the buyout plan, you know, because he's like, well, it's going to be a little bit more money, but I was encouraged to see the amount of people that actually opted for that buyout plan to get the massage, the chiropractor care, the other benefits you shared. So that was encouraging. And this is 6 months of data, and we're still rolling things out, still getting people onboarded. So no rollout's perfect, and this is encouraging. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Director Loma.
Well, I like what you said. The feedback I received was nothing but positive, in line with what you put down here. I like I said before, I'm kind of jealous because you get massages, chiropractor. My goodness, what else? You know, that's just like great. And so I'm glad that this board, we took the initiative to eliminate the old plan, and that was an issue of human resources that was never looked at, and there's a lot of reasons I can tell you, but it's not important. But I'm really pleased at the report, and it's a great time. So I'm kind of I can smile on the way out and look people in the face and says, "I hate you because you get massages for." No, I won't say that, but I'm just pleased with the plan. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Director Ott.
Thank you. Just, I may be hearing some of the same comments as Director Daniels. Things look like they're on the right track, saving employees money, but some definite misunderstandings on what's covered and what's not from the old to the new. And pharmacies, are people still able to get the medications they need in general at pharmacies they've been at? So I guess that's a two-part question.
Sure.
The meds and where it's convenient.
Yes, so, you know, we have had, I think, the hardest transition is medications. And they've tried very hard, Kaiser, to get everyone onboarded with their program to ensure that there was a smooth transition with their pharmacy, meds. But we are working through those issues as they come into our office and through the d11@kp.org to make sure the doctors are writing the prescriptions the right way and they're being filled the way they're supposed to be. With Kaiser, there is a first fill at local pharmacies. So there are a lot of pharmacies locally that they can do first fill. But if it is a maintenance medication, then it would need to be filled at the Kaiser pharmacy or through mail order. And then it's available on their app, and you click a button to refill it, and it gets shipped to your house. And then if they're with Peak Med, then they can get them filled right with Peak Med.
How many Kaiser pharmacies are there?
There are
in
3
total?
facilities.
Just 3. Okay, all right. Is there any, well, I guess when it comes to
Yeah. When it comes to
June-
maintenance medications, that would be the case. Now, if it's an antibiotic or something that's a one-time, they can go to their standard pharmacy that's covered on the plan.
Sounds like a lot of work to keep track of that. Okay, I hope, I don't know if that's something we can renegotiate, but that's for your insurance benefits committee,
Yes,
I
we can
suppose.
certainly talk about that as an insurance committee.
All right.
And there are others that have brought certain procedures or coverages to our attention that might not be in our plan. And the insurance committee is going to review all of those that come in, and we'll see how it impacts our plan. in the future, just as we've done in the past with our self-insured plan. So, we do take those comments and those suggestions very seriously, and we will review them as they come in as we go through our renewal process.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Seeing no further comment, thank you. Thank you for the presentation that you made to us. Even looking at the peak med, which is at zero cost, and the number of times our staff have accessed that, that's saving a ton of money for them down the line. Whenever we transition from something that has been the old way and transition into a new way, there are going to be some bumps along the road. We saw that when we transitioned from our previous school management system to Power School, and it took us a year and a half and we're still going through that learning curve. But overall, I think the general feedback is that this has been a smoother process. So the feedback that you got, I'm sure board directors will contact you directly and provide those things. And you, as that benefits insurance committee, are looking into those feedbacks too. And
Yes, yep, every meeting we do.
Yep.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Yeah.
being here this
thank
evening.
you, appreciate it.
That concludes my superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to action items, and we can get on to the business of what we came here to. The first is a resolution, 2024-17, appreciation of board candidates. Director Bankus, can you please read the resolution and make the motion for action item B1?
Whereas the following citizens made the commitment of time and effort to pursue membership on the school District 11 Board of Education, and whereas the District 11 Board of Education expresses its appreciation to the candidates in the 2023 election for the Board of Education and acknowledges their dedication to the education of young people in District 11, now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of School District 11 acknowledges the efforts of Thomas Carey, Mary Coleman, Shay Dabney, Darleen Daniels, Jill Hafley, Jeremiah Johnson, Jason Jorgensen, Parth Melpackham, Rachel Paul, and Catherine Singe. In witness whereof, we have unto set our hands and caused the official seal of said school district to be affixed this 6th day of December, 2023. I move that the Board of Education adopts Resolution 2024-17, appreciation of board candidates.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Board members, before I call for roll call, do you have any thoughts or feedback that you want to share? See, Director Loma.
Well, I just want to mention that those who ran, it's not an easy gig, so whatever side you're on, like, to echo what our superintendent said, that's the beauty of our country, and may the best ideals win. And I'm just pleased to say that I really believe the best ideals did win. But that's what we do, but just running, stepping forward, I appreciate it. That was one of the reasons why I didn't have to run. Praise the Lord. Amen, because one of you decided to. Jill did, right? But it's a good thing. So thank you all, everybody, both sides, whoever ran, for trying to get on this board.
Thank you. Director Ott.
Thank you. Just as a note of appreciation directly to all of the board candidates, and it is, for those who haven't run a campaign or helped with a campaign, it is a ton of work. You are knocking on doors, you're probably making phone calls, you might be texting. The hard part of asking for money is difficult, but you can't run a campaign without something to send mailers if you're going to do that, or even just make phone calls sometimes. So thank you all who ran, and I would say for anybody interested in running in the future, think about getting engaged now. It's District 11 is a great place to volunteer, so don't wait 2 years to think about getting involved. We got opportunities now.
Director Bankus.
I want to support Director Ott's comments. If you're interested in being part of School District 11 and being on the board, using this time to get on the committees, using your time to add your voice to those who are trying to make the decisions to the best of what we do for children each and every day. Our door's open, we accept all of our kids, and we teach all of our kids. running a campaign takes grit, it takes resiliency, and you have to be passionate about what it is that you want to accomplish when you get on the board. And thank you all for those who put their name out and who ran a campaign. Your integrity, your professionalism, your honesty all matter when you're running a campaign. It's important, as Director Ott had said, that you're talking to people so that you know the tenor of the community and you know the vision that we would like to be united on so that we can pass forward this idea of public education, and as Mr. Gall has said, the doorway to the middle class and above, the doorway to elevating yourself with the passion, the support, and the quest for doing what's best for all kids. So thank you again for the volunteers, for the candidates, for all of us who have served. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, seeing no further comments, I want to thank all the candidates too. There were a total of 10 candidates for the 4 open board director positions, and I got to know and engage with a few of you during the election cycle. The race was competitive and really well represented. So thank you for stepping forward and your willingness to serve. You stood up and accepted that call. That's kind of the first challenge. Theodore Roosevelt termed it the man in the arena, and his famous quote says that it's not the critic who counts, but the person who is actually in the arena fighting for that worthy cause. And you guys stood up, and all of us did, fighting for that worthy cause. So thank you for your commitment, time, energy, and resources over the past several months. And not only you, your family makes a sacrifice too. So thank you all. Roll call, please.
Director Bankus? Director Daniels? Aye. Director Jorgensen?
Aye.
Director Loma?
Aye.
Director Malpacum?
Aye.
Director Nelson? Aye. Director Ott?
The ayes have it. The resolution was adopted. Resolution 2024-18, certification of candidate election. Director Nelson, can you please read the resolution and make the motion for action item B2?
Whereas Colorado Springs School District 11, the district, participated in the election of 4 directors for the Board of Education by district voters in the election held on Tuesday, November 7th, 2023, the election. Whereas the election was conducted as a coordinated election by the El Paso County Clerk and Recorder. Whereas the votes cast in the election have been counted, and upon completion, an abstract of all votes on the candidates will be posted by the designated election official. Whereas the results of the election were canvassed by the El Paso County Canvass Board, the Canvass Board, within 22 days of the election and certified to the district's Board of Education in accordance with law. Now, therefore, the Colorado Springs School District 11 Board of Education resolves as follows with respect to the election: approval of election results by District Board. The District Board hereby approves the results of the election as certified by the Canvass Board. In witness whereof we have hereunto set our hands and caused the official seal of said school district to be affixed this 6th day of December 2023. I move that the Board of Education adopts Resolution 2024-18, certification of candidate election votes.
Second.
Moved and seconded. This is formality for the board to officially approve the election as certified and presented to us. I'm going to call roll call. Roll call, please.
Director Bankus? Director Daniels? Director Jorgensen?
Aye.
Director Loma?
Aye.
Director Malpacum?
Aye.
Director Nelson?
Aye.
Director Ott?
The ayes have it. The resolution was adopted. Now we have a couple of resolutions to recognize outgoing board members, and we'll start with Director Darleen Daniels. Director Ott, can you please read the resolution and make the motion for action item B3?
Thank you. This is Resolution 2024-19, Appreciation of Darleen Daniels. Whereas for the past 4 years, Darleen Daniels has ably served the Board of Education of School District 11 as director, devoting unlimited time and tireless service to equity and excellence in education for District 11 students. And whereas Darleen Daniels has been dedicated to the success not just of her own children, but of all children throughout the district, and especially marginalized students. And whereas Darleen Daniels' commitment to public education has expanded from involvement in the PTA of her own children's schools and the district's Special Education Advisory Committee to the District Equity Leadership Team and the Board of Education. And whereas Darleen Daniels promotes family engagement in schools and is a thoughtful and passionate advocate for all students, focusing especially on encouraging safety, achievement, equity, and inclusion in public schools, and raising awareness of historical and systemic challenges for marginalized students. And whereas Darleen Daniels served as a role model for students through her service as an education support professional and continues to serve as a certified substitute teacher within local school districts. And whereas Darleen Daniels has the gratitude of the entire District 11 community for her service and willingness to be a champion for all students and families, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of School District 11 expresses its appreciation to Darleen Daniels for her 4 years of service on the Board of Education and for her ongoing interest in the schools of our community, as well as her untiring efforts in promoting a better education for all students. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be included in the minutes of this meeting and made a part of the permanent records of School District 11. The motion is, I move that the Board of Education endorses Resolution 2024-19, Resolution of Appreciation for Darleen Daniels.
It was seconded. Moved and seconded. So there are a few items that I'm going to bring to the attention. First, if we can roll that video clip that was put together by our video department.
I, Darleen Daniels, do solemnly swear.
I, Darleen Daniels, do solemnly swear. And the Constitution of the State of Colorado.
And the laws made in pursuance thereof.
And the laws made in pursuance thereof.
Your graduating class across the United States and the world will be encapsulated and sought after for generations. From this moment forward, you will answer many questions like, where were you that year? Who were you during that time of life? How did you handle it? And what have you accomplished? Don't take it for granted. Take your life and the lives of others seriously. Take the bitter with the sweet and work the best areas of the life you've been given.
Hi, Mom. Thank you so much for serving on the Board of Education. I know how much this means to you, and thank you so much for doing all the work that you have for us. Thank you.
So thank you. I want to thank our media production team. Just in quick order, they kind of put together this amazing video production and got our students involved in too. We are all in it for students, and seeing our students out there reciprocating, that's awesome. Thank you for Rex and his team. Ms. Weiss, please forward our appreciation to them. We also have some thank you gifts that are up there. Ms. Daniels, if you walk up there. while Ms. Daniels is walking up there and Superintendent Gall is up there. As appreciation and recognition for the service that Ms. Daniels, the 4 years of service, we have a tradition. She gets a lifetime athletic pass, courtesy of Chris Knoll and the athletic department, to attend all district events, and I'm sure she's got kids still in District 11, and she would use those passes. And you also got your photo and nameplate, the honoring the years of service, and the 2 district coins for the years that you were in office. And yes, and you also have a framed, commissioned, award-winning student artwork coordinated by Ms. Wendy Foos at Coronado High School. The artist was Devin Binnell. Hopefully I got that name right. He's a two-time Scholastic Award winner, Devin. So, and you also get the traditional district bell with the sesquicentennial logo etched on it, the last ringing of that bell. So, so Director Daniels, thank you. And you've got flowers too, courtesy of Director Bankus. Thank you for getting us the flowers. The flowers. Yes, thank you so much. Yep. So let the board, let's go up there and let's take a picture. You good out there? So before I before I ask for roll call, board members, if you have any comments, I'll open that up right now. Director Bankus.
As we've said in our opening comments, serving on the board requires an awful lot of time and commitment. And as our outgoing board members have demonstrated, they have given their time and their talent to move our district forward. So at this time, it's with a farewell that they're leaving. And thank you.
Director Ott.
Thank you. Darleen, you're going to be missed up here. I appreciate your passion and advocacy for all of our kids. And so thank you for serving these last 4 years.
Director Jurgensen.
Man, Darleen, when we got elected, we didn't know what was coming at us. And 3 short months after that, we had the pandemic, and all of our plans for what we thought we were going to be doing were drastically changed. And we got through it, and I appreciate all of your focus on special education, groups that have been underrepresented, and just the places where we might have had some blind spots. So thank you for your advocacy and service in that area.
Director Nelson.
My comments are for both of you, so I'll share just once. I just want to share a story quick about my children at their elementary school. Were able to participate in the holiday house where they could purchase presents for loved ones, and they were so excited to show what they had bought, family members and our cat, and just that joy of giving and blessing others is such a wonderful lesson for them to learn. And I've just been thinking about how time is such a precious resource. You can't make more of it. We all get the same amount of it. And you both have been so generous with your time that you've given the district and the students, the staff, and families. And I just thank you for blessing the district with this precious resource of time. Thank you.
Director Loma.
I got to take advantage of the mic because I won't be for a while, so I might as well say something. But again, this is the beauty of the transitions, right? A peaceful transition of power, right? So I love this, and it's we're a perfect example of a diverse board with diverse opinions, and I can say we never agreed. And the Bible said never, but it doesn't matter. We have a right to never agree. That's why we're on a board. No one person has all the answers, and even 7 have a harder time trying to get the right answers. But the fact that we're able to share our opinions, whether we agree and move on agreeably, move on and respect each other and really have a care for each other. And so I wish her all the best because I do care that she succeed, and she puts her heart. We all know that she puts her heart into everything she does, and I honor that, and I wish her the best.
Thank you, and I will summarize some of the echo some of the comments made by the board directors. Director Daniels, I've known you a long time, even before we served on the board for the last 4 years. We served together on the District Accountability Committee, and I saw your passion there, advocating for students of color and also the special education students especially. And you also served as a substitute teacher in our district, so thank you for your service and commitment. And like Director Loma said, we may not always agree on various issues, but your passion, your advocacy for our students, that was appreciated, much appreciated. And knowing you, I know that you would still stay engaged in our school. So thank you for your service, and best wishes in all your future endeavors. Superintendent Gall, you have something to add?
Yeah, I would just also like to echo all the positive comments I've heard. I started on service, but I will like to recognize Director Daniels on urgency. Not a meeting went by without Director Daniels reminding us how long and how far we have to go to ensure that all students succeed. And it's that urgency that allows us to all be the champions of change. And so I look forward to seeing you at Doherty High School, where your son is almost across the line, just a year and a half left to go, and still is a member of our community. Thank you for your service.
Roll call, please. Melissa.
Director Benkes? Director Daniels?
What am I saying?
Aye.
Aye? Yes. Aye.
Director Jorgensen?
Aye.
Director Loma?
Aye.
Director Melpacum?
Aye.
Director Nelson?
Aye.
Director Ott?
The ayes have it. The resolution of appreciation for Director Daniels was adopted. Now we get to do this again, repeat and rinse, but this time for Director Loma. So, Director Jorgensen, can you please read the resolution for resolution of appreciation for Reverend Al Loma and make the motion for action item B4?
Resolution 2024-20, appreciation of Reverend Al Loma. Whereas the past 2 years, Reverend Al Loma has ably served the Board of Education of School District 11, devoting boundless hours and selfless volunteer service for the betterment of District 11. Whereas his service has been marked by principled boldness, integrity, loyalty, and devotion to duty, both in his term and in his past term of service from 2009 to 2013. Whereas Reverend Al Loma has brought forth courageous ideas and suggestions for accountability and leadership, making a sincere difference on behalf of the staff, students, and specifically emboldening parents and their involvement in the education of their students. And whereas Reverend Al Loma has been a consistent and strong voice on the Board of Education in promoting and focusing on the district's excellent offerings and commitment to student achievement. And whereas Reverend Al Loma has been dedicated to the success of all children throughout the district, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of School District 11 expresses its appreciation to Reverend Al Loma for his years of service on the Board of Education, for his strong support for the schools of our community, and for his untiring efforts in promoting a better education for all students. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be included in the minutes of this meeting and made a part of the permanent records of Colorado Springs School District 11. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused this official seal of said school district to be hereunto affixed the 6th day of December, 2023. I move that the Board of Education endorses Resolution 2024-20, Resolution of Appreciation for Reverend Al Loma.
Moved and seconded, and Ms. Olson, if you can play the video clip.
Solemnly swear
I will faithfully perform
the
the duties of School District Director of Colorado Springs District 11
duties of, repeat that again, and the laws made
pursuant thereof.
in pursuance thereof. All right. It's dangerous when you give a preacher a pulpit and an audience. You are the pandemic generation who face hardships, but I guarantee you, those hardships are going to make you stronger.
The students of Doherty High School, thank you, Director Loma, for your hard work, commitment, and dedication to the students, families, staff, and communities of District 11. We before me!
Dad, your hard work and determination inspires me every day, and I thank you for being a champion for education and being an incredible role model for myself and for my kids as well.
So thank you. Thank you, Director Loma. And if you can walk up there, there are some. So you, Director Loma, you also receive a lifetime athletic pass that you can use at your convenience with your family. You also have your Board of Education photo with your years of service and the 2 district coins that go with that. And again, the artwork from one of our students, framed artwork. And you also get the traditional district bell. You may be collecting some of those bells. I think you already have one, and so now you get a second one. So. So the artwork that Director Loma received was by the student Jesse Weeks. And this artwork won first place in the Young People's Art Exhibition, which features artwork from students throughout the Pikes Peak region last spring. So thank you. Do we take a picture too? Okay. So again, before roll call, board comments, please, if there are any. Director Bankus.
When I think about the short time that we've served on the board together, I think your lasting legacy is the passion and the energy you put behind making sure that our elementary students benefit from a full school day and put us on equal level with all the other districts. And I want to thank you for that. That's what I'm always going to remember about you sitting on this board, as well as all the other contributions that you have made. But that is so significant. Moving I don't know, 27 elementary schools to a full day. Huge task. Thank you for that energy. Thank you for that grit to make sure it happened. Thank you.
Director Jorgensen.
So Al and I live in the same voting precinct, and I ran into him first time was at Mann Middle School for a primary caucus. And he said, well, I was on the D11 school board. And I said, really, I serve on the D11 school board. And we just met there, and I didn't know that I was going to be seeing him again and chatting with him about his consideration to run in 2021. And here we are now, 2 years after all of that, and saying goodbye to you here. And, in the community, you're loved or hated, but you always stayed the same. You were principled in everything you did. And you didn't care what kind of heat you got, what kind of praise you got. You were always the same guy. And I really appreciate that about you, so thank you for your service.
Director Nelson.
I just want to add that I appreciate how you were willing to ask the hard questions and pushing the district to be better for kids. That was always your heart, and I really, it's been a pleasure serving with you. I will miss you.
Seeing no further comments.
I have a comment still.
I do.
Okay.
And then I
Did you go and then I went? Is that how we did it last time?
We'll do that.
Chomping
You
at
can
the-
go first if you want to.
You go ahead.
Al, the thing about you is we all know exactly where you stand. What you see is what you get with you. You made your position clear, firm, and consistent from day one. You spoke your mind. And honestly, by doing that, you often got me in hot water because the comments that you make sometimes reflect back on me, and I have to respond to that. But part of serving as on a 7-member board, as you alluded to it, is the diversity of thoughts that come with it. Each of us come from different backgrounds and experiences and upbringing, and you certainly brought your diversity of thought into that. And if we all step back and take the emotions out of it, you stood for students, okay? Opportunities for all students to succeed. You stood up for your beliefs and values. You stood up for our staff, and I want our staff to know that today, that right from this board dais and in several conversations, even behind the scenes, you stood for our staff more than any of our board members did out here, because you advocated for compensation, the best compensation for them, the strong support, even the Kaiser health insurance plan that we talked about. You strongly advocated for the district to go and seek that RFP. So a fair wage, excellent benefits for our staff, you stood for them. You brought your unique style and energy with your fedora hats up there. I never knew what was going to come from your mouth. You kept me on kept me on my toes. When I think of you, Al, and I mean this with the utmost sincere respect, I'm reminded of Frank Sinatra's song, "I Did It My Way," and you certainly did it your way, sir. Thank you for your service.
Director Loma, I'd like to thank you for being the best history teacher that I've had here since my arrival. You filled in a lot of blanks for me, one personally and then two from the dais, constantly reminding us of your long and staying presence as a representative of D11. And so for that, I thank you. And I know that you two have advocated very strongly for our students consistently. You're not shy to do that, and I think that none of us should be shy to do that. If we could all be half as brave as really all our board members have been, if all our community could be half as brave as board members on behalf of students, think about how much further we could get. So thank you for setting that example, and I look forward to seeing you in the community.
Roll call, please, Ms. Olson.
Director Bankus? Aye. Director Daniels? Aye. Director Jorgensen?
Aye.
Director Loma?
Aye.
Director Malpacum?
Aye.
Director Nelson?
Aye.
Director Ott?
Aye.
The ayes have it. The resolution of appreciation for Director Loma was approved by the board. So at this point in time, there will be a transition. So we are going to take a brief 10-minute recess, if the board is comfortable with that, as the outgo. Yes, go ahead, Director. You get the last word. Let's.
But at home, I imitate you. your
At home?
accent. Because
Could
my
you
grandbaby loves your accent.
Oh, is that right?
And so I always do it. She goes, do it for me, do it, and I imitate you. I go,
Well,
he's my
I'll
friend,
take that as a compliment,
and I got his
Director
back.
Loma.
So I just want you to know that she's gonna miss that, and so am I.
Well, you can always watch us on video, so. And you are welcome back to the boardroom anytime you want. So. With that, we'll take a 10-minute recess, and the outgoing board members will step away, and then we will have the oath of office for the incoming board members. Thank you. Okay, we are reconvening after the brief recess. Again, thank you for Director Loma and Director Daniels, our outgoing board members. So welcome back. Now we are going to proceed with the oath of office for recently elected board members. Congratulations to all the newly elected board members. I know a lot of you invested significant time, commitment, and sacrifice, and a great effort. Just speaking for me personally, being an immigrant to this country and now a naturalized citizen, seeing my name on the ballot first in 2019 and now again in 2023, it brings back emotions, something that I cherish, and I know I don't take it for granted because this freedom is not available in every country in the world. I'm sure other candidates may have similar feelings and emotions. It's good to have your friends and family in the audience to share this special moment. So board directors can file a request with the board president for a family member or a close friend to administer the oath of office. The oath is witnessed by the Secretary to the Board of Education, Ms. Melissa Olson, who is also a registered notary in the state of Colorado. Ms. Olson will complete the notary certificate, and oath of office is administered last name alphabetical order. With that, I welcome Mr. Thomas Carey, Dr. Thomas Carey, up to the podium up there, and he has requested Director Nelson administer his oath of office. Director Nelson, can you please, and Director Carey, Mr. Carey, it's the other way around. That's how we are doing it. So, yeah, thank you. And if you raise your right hand, yeah.
I, Dr. Thomas Carey,
I, Dr. Thomas Carey,
do solemnly swear
that
I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of School District Director of Colorado Springs School District 11.
You say that one more time.
I even broke it up. School District Director of Colorado Springs School District 11.
School District Director of Colorado Springs District 11.
In the County of El Paso.
In the County of El Paso.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear.
That I will hold in strict confidence.
That I will hold in strict confidence.
Privileged and confidential information.
Privileged and confidential information.
And will carefully keep and preserve all records, books, and other property.
And will carefully keep and preserve all records, books, and other property.
Of the said district that may come into my hands.
Of the said district that may come into my hands.
And deliver the same to my lawful successor in office.
And deliver the same to my lawful successor in office.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the State of Colorado.
The Constitution of the State of Colorado.
And the laws made pursuant thereof.
And the laws made pursuant thereof.
Welcome.
So let me be the first to call you by your title, Director Carey. Welcome. The next oath of office will be for Ms. Jill Hafley, and this will be administered by her sister. I'm looking at the name. Lacey Jeffaloni. Yeah.
I, Jill Hafley,
right hand, sorry. Okay, start again.
I, Jill Hafley,
I, Jill Hafley,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of
that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of
School District Director of Colorado Springs, School District 11,
School Board
District Director
School District Director
of Colorado Springs
of Colorado Springs School District 11
in the County of El Paso
in the County of El Paso
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I do solemnly swear that I will hold in strict confidence
I do solemnly swear that I will hold in strict confidence
privileged and confidential information
privileged and confidential information
and will carefully keep and preserve all records, books, and other property
and will carefully keep
and preserve all records,
and preserve all records,
books, and other property
books, and other properties
of the said district that may come into my hands,
of the said district that may come into my hands,
and deliver the same to my lawful successor in office,
and deliver the same to my lawful successor in office.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
That I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
and the laws made pursuant thereof.
and the laws made pursuant thereof. That it?
So congratulations, Director Hafley. Please join us up at the dais. Welcome, Director Hafley. The next to take the oath of office would be Director Jorgensen. You are a professional at it, so and you've requested former State Senator Dave Schulteis to administer the oath of office.
I, Jason Jorgensen,
I, Jason Jorgensen,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office
that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office
of School District Director
of School District Director
of Colorado Springs School District 11
of Colorado Springs School District 11
in the County of El Paso
in the County of El Paso
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I solemnly swear
I solemnly swear
that I will hold in strict confidence
that I will hold in strict confidence
privileged and confidential information
privileged and confidential information
and will carefully keep and preserve all records, books, and other property
and will carefully keep and preserve all records, books, and other property
of this district that may come into my hands,
of this district that may come into my hands,
and deliver the same to my lawful successor in office,
and deliver the same to my lawful successor in office,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of Colorado, State of Colorado,
and the Constitution of the State of Colorado,
and the laws made pursuant thereof.
and the laws made pursuant thereof.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Director Jorgensen.
And now we're going to have Miss Rebecca and Sophia Melpacum take the oath of office for Parth Melpacum.
Looks like only Sophia.
Raise your right hand behind. I, Dr. Parth Melpacum,
I, Parth Melpacum,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of
that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of
School District Director of Colorado Springs School District 11
School District Director of Colorado Springs School District 11
in the County of El Paso
in the County of El Paso
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will hold in strict confidence
that I will hold in strict confidence
privileged and confidential information,
privileged and confidential information,
and I will carefully keep and preserve
and I will carefully keep and preserve
all records, books, and other property
all records, books, and other property
of the said district that may come into my hands,
of the said district that may come into my hands,
and deliver the same to my lawful successor in office,
and deliver the same to my lawful successor in office,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of
the
Colorado,
Constitution of the State of Colorado,
and the laws made pursuant thereof.
and the laws made in pursuance thereof.
Welcome, Director Malpacum.
Wasn't she awesome? So welcome again, Directors Carey and Hafley, and I'm sure all the board directors look forward to working with you. We will now move to the election of officers. As the current board president and the presiding officer over the proceedings at this time, I will preside over the election of the board president. Once the board president is elected, then the new board president will finish the remainder of the officer election. The vote for president and vice president are conducted by silent ballot. The vote for secretary and treasurer will be by roll call. So now the floor is open. Nominations are now open for the office of president.
They're all on.
Yeah, go ahead. Director Jurgensen.
I would like to nominate Director Parth Malpacum for president.
Thank you. I guess I'll have to ask myself that question. Do I accept? Let me think over this for a little better time. No, I do. Thank you. I'm just looking to see if there are any other nominations. Seeing none, the only nomination right now for the office of president is Director Malpacum. We still, by Robert's Rules of Order, have to conduct the elections? Okay. The secret ballot election will proceed even if there is only one nominee for the office, as votes can be cast for any person who is eligible for election. So we may get a surprise person in the end. So Ms. Olson, pass on the ballot to the 7 of us. Okay. Thank you. I think you are going behind out there to, okay. So we got a witness and everything is going according to proceedings. So if anybody's got a joke or anything to share at this time, otherwise it's hope all of you are having a wonderful holiday season. It doesn't feel like December. Today I was outside. It feels like, springtime out there. It's in the 70s. So it was getting really hot out there. So. Yeah. Then you may have to figure out if it's a snow day, the first snow day of the year. So. So do you want to, I make the announcement? Yes. Okay. So, yeah. So I'm going to make the announcement. So if we can have order in the boardroom, please. So the next president of the school board for School District 11 will be Parth Melpakam. So since I am the president, I'll continue with this process now. I don't have to hand it over to another person. So the nominations for the office of vice president is now open. Director Nelson.
I would like to nominate Jill Hafley.
Okay. Ms. Hafley, Director Hafley, can you accept that nomination? I do accept that nomination. Okay, thank you. Any other nominations for the office of vice president? Seeing none, the only nominee for the nominations are now closed, and the only nominee for the office of vice president was Director Jill Hafley. And Ms. Olson, we will go through the process again. Thank you. We will return back shortly with the results of this election. Thank you, Ms. Olson. The next Vice President of Colorado Springs School District 11 School Board will be Director Jill Hafley. Congratulations. So the next two officer positions are for the secretary and the treasurer positions, and this will be by roll call. The nominations are now open for the office of secretary. Hang on a minute, Director Bankus. Let me turn your microphone on. Turn your microphone on, so you are, okay. There you go, go ahead.
Okay. As the current secretary, I would like to nominate Jason Jorgensen as the next secretary.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for the office of secretary? Seeing none, the only nominee is Director Jorgensen, so we will take roll call to confirm that nomination. Director Jorgensen, do you accept the nomination?
I will accept.
Thank you. Yep. Turn the microphones on. Can you turn the microphones on? All of you.
Director Bankus?
Aye.
Director Carey?
Aye.
Director Hafley?
Aye.
Director Jorgensen?
Aye.
Director Malpacum?
Aye.
Director Nelson?
Aye.
Director Ott?
Aye.
The ayes have it. The next secretary on the Board of Education is Director Jorgensen. And the last officer position is the Office of Treasurer, and the nominations are now open for the Office of Treasurer. And I will nominate Treasurer Nelson again for that office. Thank you. Are there any other nominations for the Office of Treasurer? Seeing none, and since Director Nelson has accepted, roll call, please, Ms. Olson.
Director Bankus?
Aye.
Director Carey?
Aye.
Director Hafley?
Aye.
Director Jorgensen?
Aye.
Director Malpacum?
Aye.
Director Nelson?
Aye.
Director Ott?
Aye.
The ayes have it. The next treasurer, you will continue in that role, and you hold the keys to the vault of Colorado Springs School District level. So thank you again. I'm going to, this is before we move on to the last agenda item that is on the agenda. This is the appropriate time to share a few comments. First, to my board colleagues, thanks for your continued confidence and trust you have placed in me and the opportunity to serve in that capacity. It's certainly something that I do not take lightly, so thank you for these first couple of years. Honestly, it's been a learning experience for me. You are often tested under fire and quite often under these bright lights of public board meetings. You learn from those trials and it makes all of us better, certainly made me better in the long run. I always have viewed myself as one of 7 board members, and my role is to facilitate these meetings and the flow of information so each of you is adequately prepared to make the decisions that you have to make. So I look forward to working with each of you individually and collectively as a group. Thank you again for the faith and support you have placed in me. I do want to take a minute to highlight the work that was accomplished over the last couple of years by the past board. And when I say past board, 5 of those board members are returning to the board dais at this time. Collectively, as a group, I'm proud of the work that we have accomplished. When I say we, it is all of us, the board, the staff, parents, community members that you see in the audience, even the business community partnering with us. A true measure for me is the question that each of us can ask, is the district better off now than it was 2 years back? And for me, that answer is yes. Okay, at the board level, we were at the helm during a time of leadership change, transition in the district. We set the course and trajectory of the district by the choices we made. The first and foremost of it was the choice of Superintendent Gall to provide that transformational leadership. Then we put the stake in the ground around the board priorities behind us, aligning every decision around those priorities. Academic growth and achievement have increased. School performance has improved. We added Promise Scholarship and expanded that opportunity for every single graduating high school student in District 11. We added 30 minutes of instructional time at elementary schools, increased after-school programs for the students of working families at no cost, opened STEM, art, outdoor education, and IB pathway schools, brand new track and field at Doherty and Coronado, and now we are talking about renovating Palmer with a state-of-the-art facility. And in 2 successive years, we addressed staff salaries with historic pay raises, highest starting salary for our teachers in this region, and the new and better healthcare program that we talked about. We put the focus on best first instruction in every single classroom through quality neighborhood schools. Parents have a voice and active choice in their child's education through the portfolio school model that has unanimous board support now. We stabilized enrollment loss and for the first time in a decade added students to the system. So when we look back at what we accomplished in these past 2 years, there is a lot to be proud of. Each of those initiatives, as you all know, came with a unique set of obstacles and challenges, but we persevered, and we as a school district are better off today than 2 years back. I strongly believe that a strong foundation has been laid for this current board to build on at this time. That leads us to where we are right now, looking into the future. We are first and foremost an academic institution whose fundamental purpose is to educate children. We still have over 2/3 of our students not grade level proficient in reading, writing, and math. From that perspective, saying we are better than we were a couple of years back is still not nearly good enough. Our North Star will always be our students and improving student outcomes. Superintendent Gall mentioned a few meetings back, often we are our own worst enemy in the sense that when we don't align politically or ideologically, we end up disparaging each other, putting down our own schools, leaders, and district. My challenge to our staff, employees, groups, and community members, elections are over now. Our community has sent a clear message. It's time for us to unite and come together. It's going to take all of us working together to ensure every single child is grade level proficient and prepared for success after graduation. Let us be bold, courageous, and innovative. Let us not allow pride to stand in the way of progress. Let us not allow convenience to stand in the way of needed change. Superintendent Gall and staff, you have on this board dais 7 board members who bring a plethora of experience, enthusiasm, energy, and determination to do right by our students. We look forward to working with all of you, those who voted for us, and especially those who did not. Our promise is to listen respectfully, engage professionally, but act with urgency. Let us work together to transform District 11 into a premier school district of choice for excellence in education. Thank you. With that, I'm going to open, thank you. With that, I'm going to open if board members have any comments that they want to share at this time to our public before we proceed. Director Bankus, are you interested? Yes. Just a minute, hang on a minute, yeah, there you go.
I want to welcome our new board members. And as we embark on another term of office for our new board members and the ones who are returning, I want to say that there are 7 members that sit in front of you. And with the 7 members, this is a diversity of opinion, of perspectives, of life experience, and we'll continue to make sure that we are reaching out to the people who have put us in office and those folks who are looking for answers that maybe they are not satisfied with what they have now. It's important for us to represent all of our children, all of our families, all of our staff, and we endeavor with good faith and integrity to do that. So again, welcome to the new board members. I look forward to our spirited conversations and charting our way ahead. Thank you.
Director Jorgensen.
I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude for everyone that supported me in my successful re-election efforts this fall. Thank you for voting for me and allowing me to continue in the opportunity to serve our community. Our community spoke once again. They appreciate the direction that we're taking through conservative and fiscal governance and a strong emphasis on student achievement, and they want to see it continue. As Mr. Gall mentioned in yesterday's K-12 principals meeting, we're giving public education back to the public and overwhelming the system with excellence. Gone are the days where we will continue with the status quo, reusing all the same educational methods that we may have relied on in the past, letting yet another year of failure strangle our students' dreams of success. Our district leadership is here to stay, governed by this board, and on a mission to empower the whole student to profoundly impact the world. We're focused on being the premier school district of choice by offering expanded choice, as we've already started, high quality instruction, and aggressive goals pertaining to achievement in all of our schools. On the tailwinds of noteworthy accomplishments that Director Malpacum just shared over the past 2 years, I'm excited to dedicate myself in service to this community for another 4 years. I will continue to be a strong voice for our students and families, an advocate and steward of our staff and resources, and a director who boldly pushes for excellence, even that means ruffling a few feathers. I look forward to the next term of service and improving our district and bringing more students back to the D11 community and taking care of our dedicated staff. With all sincerity, I give my appreciation and my thanks to all of you that helped get me here.
Thank you. Director Carey, do you want to say a few words?
Thank you to everyone for coming out tonight. I'd like to just echo a few comments made from earlier in the meeting. And first, just thank everyone who ran in the race, putting themselves out there and really stepping up to serve the public and serve their community. I'd like to thank everyone in the room for coming out tonight. Many of you helped me and supported me during the campaign, knocking on doors, coming out every Saturday to support, and I wouldn't be here without you. So thank you all so much. And this is a huge responsibility, and so I would just like to thank everyone for the chance to serve students, to serve families, and to serve teachers and staff. So thank you all so much.
Thank you. Seeing no further, do you have something to say? No. Thank you. Okay. Well said. Brief.
I'd like to welcome the new board members if you're ready.
Go ahead.
President Malpacum, again, I'd like to just take a few moments to welcome our 2 new board members and just remind the audience here that this is the senior governance team for the Colorado Springs School District 11. We will work together. I am the sole employee of this school board, so we will work together as a senior governance team to deliver on the audacious goals set forth by the now exited board that happened before. I'd like to welcome Director Hafley. Your recency in the classroom at Coronado High School will be instrumental to our vision of finding your excellence through experience. I'd like to welcome Director Dr. Carey. Your job in itself defines the gap that exists in public schools, having to fill the need of how schools are not preparing kids adequately for a college experience by having a preparatory school tells us that we still have a long way to go, and we look forward to your influence in our ability to expand from a K-12 to a pre-K to 14 system. And then to the members in the changing seats, I do certainly want to acknowledge Director Bankas's time as our board secretary. There were lots of emails over the last year and a half, and to welcome Director Jurgensen for that new opportunity. Director Hafley, Vice President, you'll have lots of roles and times with President Malpacum. To Director Nelson, to continue as treasurer, I think is probably the quietest win that we have here this evening. The needs of school systems in America, particularly coming out of ESSER funding, are critical. We have to be able to continue to get the resources into the classrooms. This is a school board, the previous one that started that initiative. We will continue to do that, putting as many dollars into that highest quality instruction as we can get. And then, of course, President Malpacum, who I consider the architect of the change for the Colorado Springs School District 11. I look forward to serving under your leadership going forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your kind words, Superintendent Gall, and the feeling is mutual. And I sincerely mean that the decision that the previous board took, one of the fundamental decisions that altered the course of this district and was the right decision, was to hire you. So we look forward to working with you. Moving on to the next action item, appointment of staff assistants to the Board of Education. Director Bankus, can you please make the motion for action item B8?
Thank you. I move that the Board of Education appoint Dr. Brandon Comfort as Assistant Board Treasurer and Melissa Olson as Assistant Board Secretary. Thank you.
Second.
Moved and seconded, and this is again traditional things that need to be done by the board. Roll call, please, at this time.
Director Bankus?
Aye.
Director Carey?
Aye.
Director Hafley?
Aye.
Director Jorgensen?
Aye.
Director Malpacum?
Aye.
Director Nelson?
Aye.
Director Ott?
Aye.
The ayes have it. So, Dr. Brandon Comfort, you have another title as Assistant Board Treasurer, and Ms. Olson, you have another title as Assistant Board Secretary. It doesn't come with additional compensation. So, with that, we do have executive session today, and that will be for roughly 60 minutes. Director Art, can you please make the motion to enter into executive session?
I move that the Board of Education convenes into executive session to discuss legal advice per CRS 24-64024B, particular matter, master agreement between District 11 and Colorado Springs Education Association.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Director Bankus?
Aye.
Director Carey?
Aye.
Director Hafley?
Aye.
Director Jorgensen?
Aye.
Director Malpacum?
Aye.
Director Nelson?
Aye.
Director Ott?
Aye.
Ayes have it. We will enter into executive session for roughly an hour and reconvene to the end of our special meeting at roughly 8:30. And I know that most of you are probably going home, so I want to thank you for being here this evening, for in support of outgoing board members and also new incoming board members. We look forward to working with you as a community in the coming weeks and months. And for the audience that are watching at home on TV too, and all the staff members, we look forward to this board will again be an active presence in our schools. So we look forward to visiting you and collaborating with you over the coming weeks and months. Thank you. We are reconvening in public session after executive session. The time is 9:58 p.m., 9:59 p.m. We have returned from executive session and there is no need to modify the agenda. Future agenda item requests. Board members, are there any requests for new agenda items? Director Jorgensen.
Yeah, per policy JKBA, in order for the board to be informed on the, student data, there's a status report that the board gets at the end of each semester. So I would just like us to have a review of data on student discipline, behavior, referrals. We usually get it around January anytime. So just a reminder that we get that, and I'd request for that to be sometime in January. Maybe with mid of year data.
Okay. Data on student discipline?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Per policy.
And the policy that you referenced was JKBA? Okay, thank you. Board, is that agreeable by show of thumbs? What Director Jorgensen? Okay, I see that. Okay. Director Ott.
Thank you. We should be discussing maybe our legislative agenda, which doesn't change a whole lot from year to year. However, that and also a lobbyist, if we are hiring a lobbyist, then we need to decide if we're putting out another RFP, or going with the lobbyist we had last year. So that's a discussion we need to be having within the next month if we're going to be effective for the first weeks of the legislative session.
Okay. Usually the legislative agenda, that's that 2-page back and forth page. We have Melissa can forward that to the board and you can take a look at it and see if there is anything that you want to revise on it. Usually we end up, it's statements that we all agree on. As far as the lobbyist, were you on the committee, Director Nelson? Was that just a one-year contract or do you remember?
I assumed it was a year. Something we can double check,
Okay.
obviously, easily.
We may have to contact contracts or something like that to figure out if it was just 1 year and if that association ended and if we need to, there was a woman, but it was then Dylan Pepper last year.
But didn't we renew it at the end of the legislative session, and then then she resigned because whatever, but I thought it was an annual. Because I thought when we got on, we renewed it.
Okay.
Right? She had been with us for a while. Anyway, we'll look it up.
Does the board feel a value in having a lobbyist at this time? I mean, we pay $20,000 or whatever it is, that contract. Is that something that there is value in having a lobby. Okay, great. We can talk about it and then. And from my side, I want to bring up again a future agenda item, and this is similar to Director Art's request going forth with the employee negotiations. We would need representation from the outside and putting forth an RFP to represent the board in employee group negotiations. Is that something of interest to the board by show of thumbs? Okay. And to start, as that is a board contract, we would need 2 board members to be represented on that RFP process and the committee. So I've got, by show of hands, Director Bankus and Director Nelson. Okay, if needed, Director Jorgensen willing to step up too. So I've got 2 volunteers at least at this time. So I will keep that in mind unless somebody else wants to step in and volunteer as well. Director Art.
Yes, thank you. Legislative agenda, you didn't ask about, or, I mean, I don't know if you want to just plan on that, or if you, because that is a tradition, or if you want a thumbs up on that.
Okay. Well, what I asked Ms. Olson is to send that document to the rest of the board, the legislative agenda, and we can take a look at it. And certainly we can bring this up at a work session. Usually we add it as a topic at a work session if we want to revise the language in that again going forth or continue with that language. Is that okay to add as a work session agenda for, usually it's only 15 minutes or so? Show of thumbs. Okay, thank you. I think we covered everything that is there. I don't see anything else. With that calendar review, December 13th, we will have a regular meeting. We will have executive session prior to that meeting, an extension of the conversation that we had earlier this night. We will have to make some decisions at that point in time based on the conversations we had. This regular meeting itself is light on the agenda right now, December 13th meeting, so I don't expect it to run very long. December 20th, we have a board retreat that's currently scheduled. I think most of you or all of you agreed to have that at 1 o'clock in the afternoon so that we can don't have to have a late night meeting right before Christmas. So that's what Ms. Melissa is going to figure out. 1 o'clock right now, the board retreat, 1 to 4 o'clock at an off-site location.
I'm sorry, did you say 1 to 4?
1 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah, tentatively on December 20th. Okay. Yeah, right now, 3 hours at this time. If we need to add anything extra, we can. If there is anything else, I will let you know. May I have a motion to adjourn?
I move that the Board of Education adjourn.
Moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Director Bankus? Aye. Director Carey? Aye. Director Hafley? Aye. Director Jorgensen? Aye. Director Malpacum?
Aye.
Director Nelson? Aye. Director Ott?
Aye.
The ayes have it. We are officially adjourned at 10:06 p.m.